Hey friends, Story here for Gamereactor at Gamescom 2016, and we are going to be talking about Killing Floor 2. Now, it's been in early access for a while, and we've done several interviews on it, so just for you out there that haven't seen any of them, let's cover it here in 10 minutes, what Killing Floor 2 is from top to bottom. First off, what is Killing Floor 2?
So Killing Floor 2 is just a super gory co-op shooter where you play up to 6 people at once co-op and fight hordes and hordes of monsters, genetically mutated clones, and at the end of the game you have a huge boss fight. Throughout the waves you upgrade your weaponry, and you also have different classes, so you gain experience on your classes, you can unlock skills. Every 5 levels you have a skill choice, up to 25 levels. And there's also a PvP mode, which is just like the co-op mode, but 6 people also play as the monsters.
Now, of course, this is the follow-up to the hugely successful Killing Floor, but you've pumped everything up to 11 here, graphics-wise. Talk about some of the outstanding graphics features.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so Killing Floor 2 was built from the ground up. It's on a heavily modified UE3 engine. We completely redid the lighting. It's all deferred render, dynamic lighting. We added a lot of cool effects like screen space reflections, really cool ambient occlusion. And probably the biggest graphic feature we worked the most on is the Gore System. We call it the meat system. And it's just insane. We have a persistent blood rendering where the blood that splashes on the environment just stays the entire match and never fades away. The monsters, you can cut them apart in 22 different pieces in any combination you like, blow chunks off their head, cut their legs off, blow their arms off, plus tons of physics, death animations and stuff. We put a really huge focus into the Gore system.
Yeah, and I have to say that it's really nice how the Gore system interacts with the lighting system, because you can, in the first couple of waves, you find a nice choke point that you like, and but then it gets covered in blood, the lights go out, and all of a sudden it's not viable anymore. You need to find another place to set up.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of destruction in Killing Floor 2, and kind of our vision for it was you would find your favorite holdout spot, and initially it's a pretty good spot. You can weld the doors, it's pretty well lit, but after a few grenades and the Siren, the screaming monster, she'll blow out the lights with her voice. By the end of the wave, the whole room is just covered in blood. It's completely dark. You have to use your flashlight, and then maybe you want to find a new holdout spot after that.
Now, I have to say, normally in games, I'm not a fan of slow-mo, because I feel it's kind of cheating, but there's just something in Killing Floor 2 that it feels so satisfying that when you get that perfect headshot, time slows down for everybody, so they know somebody just got a nice shot there.
Yeah, we call that Z time, and that's a cool feature where the game showcases a nice head exploding or maybe a couple monsters blowing up, and it does a couple things. It kind of gives you a chance to take a breather. Maybe if you're too overwhelmed, that might give you a chance to lay a couple more headshots, but also kind of slows down, desaturates the world, showcases the blood. It's kind of a nice feature.
Now, you mentioned there that it's class-based. Can you outline some of the classes and the differences between them?
Sure. We have classes that probably will fit any gamer. We have a Berserker class, which is primarily melee, but he's also got some makeshift weapons. So he's got some really cool stuff like a sledgehammer that has a shotgun built into it. So right on impact blast, it can lay a shotgun shell. We got your standard assault rifle class, commando, a support class. He's kind of about barricading doors and also shotguns. Of course, we got firebug for flamethrowers, sharpshooters, a sniper class. We have a gunslinger, Wild West class, medic class, which is really cool. His guns will actually heal players from a distance, and also he has a healing grenade. Every class has a unique grenade to that class, which is really cool too.
Now, jumping into the game for the first time, you feel that, okay, if you just stick together, you avoid getting overrun, that's good enough. But then, of course, you have very different classes of enemies, and if you aggro the wrong one at the wrong time, I mean, you might all go out.
Yeah, definitely. I guess you do need to choose how you aggro the big guys and how you want to take them down. The game is definitely about teamwork, and one class might be able to stumble a large Zed, while another one will be able to lay heavy damage on them. Like the sharpshooter class, for instance, he's all about stunning the big Zeds. So his role is to kind of like stun them while the other guys heavy hit them. And one of our newest perks, swap perk, we just released releasing soon in early access. He's all about kind of stumbling the Zeds and slowing them down. So maybe he can slow down the horde while the other guys have a chance to piecemeal them apart.
And even though it is class-based and you have class-specific weapons, you can still buy any of the weapons at any given time. You just won't be gaining, class XP, right?
Yeah, so that's a little difference from Killing Floor 1 to Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor 1 had a massive money penalty on off-perk weapons. So you could buy your on-perk weapons really cheap, and everything that was off-perk you could buy, but it'd be really expensive. For KF2, we wanted people to be able to mix and match their arsenal a little better. So there's no dosh penalty for off-perk. It's just you don't... you will gain experience for whatever weapons perk you use. So if I'm a support and I use a commando weapon, I'll gain commando XP. But if I switch to my shotgun, I'll gain the shotgun XP. But you won't get your perk benefits with the off-perk weapon. So if I get a bonus for shotgun damage, I use an assault rifle, I won't get the damage bonus, but I'll still get experience for that perk.
Now you mentioned there earlier there's also a PvP mode. That's gone through a couple of iterations. How exactly does that work?
Sure, that's we call that versus survival, and it's essentially the regular survival mode that you play co-op, but 6 players can play as monsters, and they randomly spawn as a different Zed. And then there's a team swap mechanic, so each side gets to play as the humans and also the monsters, and then one guy, lucky guy, gets to be the boss, and if the teams make it to the boss, and then you're kind of scored on your performance as how good you did against the Zeds.
But it's not just 4 sets. There's also plenty of AI sets along for the right.
Yeah, there's AI Zeds, and then you're in a spawn queue along with them, and then you'll randomly spawn. And the player-controlled Zeds have actually abilities that the normal Zeds don't have. Like, for example, just a regular Clot, if you spawn as him, you can kind of rally the Zeds, and it'll make them rage and attack humans. The regular bloat can just puke on you, but the versus survival bloat, if you're him, you can actually lay puke mines on the ground and kind of like lay traps behind doors. So players open the door, run through, they'll explode to puke mines, stuff like that. The Siren actually has a really deadly attack. She has this vortex that will kind of trap a player and pull her towards them.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times.
That's the most devastating probably attack in the versus survival guys.
Now, another big part of the Killing Floor franchise is the holiday free DLC events. So you're going to continue that onwards?
We don't have anything to announce yet, but we're looking into holiday events, and it's something we really want to do. But we can't announce when that's going to start.
Okay. Another big pillar is, of course, the player created content.
Oh yes. Yeah, Tripwire is really big on supporting modders and the community, and we have a large Steam workshop where we have 2 different types of workshop. We have one path where players can make curated content, so like cosmetics for the game that we'll actually add into the game and ship. And then there's also just a regular mod, a map workshop where players can upload content and other players can just subscribe to it and download it. So there's actually 2 different paths for players to get content into the game. And we also have a big initiative where we're taking the best community maps and taking them in-house and doing QA on them and working with the mapper to kind of get it to a more of a official standard. And then we're actually integrating it into the game and shipping it that way as well.
Okay. And this time around, you're also hitting consoles. So all the content that we've talked about, is that also hitting consoles?
So some of it is. For example, there will be 3 official community maps shipping on PS4. And then some of the cosmetic content and weapon skins from the workshop are making its way to PS4 as well. You'll have all the maps that we have officially integrated on PS4. The cosmetic stuff, we're starting with a small subset. We'll see how that goes over, and then maybe bring more from the workshop in.
And when is the actual official release? When are you removing that early access tag?
So that's going to be on November 18th. We're really excited for the full release on PC and PS4.
And of course, it doesn't stop there because, I mean, you're going to be supporting this going onwards and releasing content, right?
Yeah, Tripwire is known for our post-release support, and plan to do the same thing with Killing Floor 2 with free content. There'll be new free maps. I don't have any details on exactly what and when the patches are going to be, but definitely throughout next year we're going to be supporting the game.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the floor.
Cheers.
What have we here? No subjects to tinker with. I hope you like pain.
No, 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 no!